Editing Nancy here. Currently working on the video you are watching. We took a lot of time off when we got here to acclimate, to get our breath back, if you will, which you may see in a couple of these clips or may have already seen. I'm not sure when I'm putting this in here, but it was time well spent, because I have found that I absolutely love it out here, and I can't believe it took me 40 years before I actually was able to get out here. Seriously, if you have never been to the mountains before, the Rockies specifically, because while I drove through the Smokies and they were pretty, this is different. This is very different feeling to it. This is a very different feeling to it. If you get the opportunity to come out here and spend some time climbing up those guys back there, I don't even know if you can see them. But, there's a couple small guys. You definitely should give it a try. And please have patience with me as I get us back into the roll of things now that we are kind of found our groove. Don't mind me, I'm just taking a breathing break. You'd think after 24 days of altitude, we'd be able to breathe. But I gotta say, I like my work views. Isn't that nice? Absolutely gorgeous behind me.
I've done this, it feels kind of strange.
My idea to have the waste come through the 2-inch outlet on the barrel doesn't work. It's not going to work as cheaply or as nicely as I wanted. I knew I could buy a Macerator pump. Macerator pump is a 1.5-inch inlet, so I figured it can pull stuff through a 2-inch inlet. I purchased a built-in Macerator pump versus one that just clamps onto here. I'm hoping it's easier to just deal with the 1-inch hose instead of the pump and the hose. I don't want to store it, so I might as well just bolt it somewhere. I bought an adapter where I can unscrew this, and then I can go from here to here, and I can pump out what's in there right now. And then once this is empty, I'm going to remove all of this, and it's going to come out at a 90 degree, and the pump will be next to it, and then the hose will be in this bay. I might even go through that little sight glass there. The hose will be in this bay and reel in and out of that bay. But for now, I'm just going to use this deep cycle battery that's here, hook up to it, and get out what's in it, because it's full. It's like full to like about here. So. I don't think I want to drive over there with this hanging off of here like this. So.
Probably not. A little bit too risky, but you got to make sure it all fits. I think I'm more distractible here than I was when we had cows and cats and dogs nearby.
It's a tight fit.
I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Should almost walk around the bus and get a real screwdriver. I'm going to. I hate this thing. I have more pieces. It's not big enough. 1/4 inch too short. Where'd the red one go? Oh, it's behind you. It's on top of it.
Oh.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There. Give us a little bit of a get down into the hole a little better.
Did you forget a hose clamp?
No, it was out here. I lost a hose clamp. I'm probably like sitting on it or something. Oh, right there. I knew it couldn't be too far away. Okay.
Are we ready?
I kind of want to say yes.
You handed him gloves and told him you couldn't promise him that it wouldn't be messy. But you didn't happen to notice his footwear, did you?
No, what's he got on his feet?
Your Crocs!
My Crocs? I wish I were surprised. I could crimp on connectors, but that seems like a waste of a couple connectors for one-time use. Positive, I'm on pretty solidly. Negative, I think, is going to be my... Okay. So it runs. Open up the valve. Hold on, let me let Connor know. Be ready.
We do so much stuff temporarily that sometimes it drives me insane, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Does he know now?
I get it. It's like a poop slinky or something. Here it comes, Connor. Have it ready.
Right, it's ready.
Going?
I can hear air. It's coming out. Oh, it's coming out.
It's kinking though here.
But it's coming out pretty good. Yeah, no, that's not pressurized enough for me to really need to hold it.
Coming out?
Yeah, it's good. Do it not just in case. You can see it for yourself.
Yeah, that's the thing. Maybe you do want a shorter hose.
I think I do. It makes a couple drops on me, but...
So are you glad you have a macerator pump?
I'm very glad, because I get a real toilet again.
What is that?
See the motor spinning?
Yeah.
If you take this off, if it gets clogged, you put a screwdriver on there and you can unclog it.
Huh.
It's like the thing on the bottom of a...
Oh, a garbage disposal.
Yeah. There. The black tank is emptied. It didn't go perfectly, but can't say it went too bad either. We learned a couple things. I like to use those wipes, and macerators don't like the wipes, so they get plugged up with the macerator pump. So you got to pull the pump off, pull them out, put the pump back on. Yeah, that's not the cleanest job in the world, but either way, at least I know I'm the one that used the wipes. But the toilet paper we've used was Charmin and Cottonelle, and both of them went through the macerator pump without an issue at all.
Yeah, there was no problem there.
There's no need to use special RV toilet paper that feels like sandpaper. We used the full 100-foot hose. I don't know if that's really necessary. It's kind of a pain to have that much hose, but it's kind of nice too. I don't know what I'm going to do about a hose yet. Hopefully I make some kind of a reel, but that's not cheap. A pre-made reel for a 1.5 inch hose was almost $400 for the cheapest one I could find. The swivel piece that goes in the middle, I can buy a high quality swivel piece for around $100. I think I can make the rest of it for about $50. So if I can make my own reel for $150, that's probably the way to go and keep it 100 feet long. I used a 5-gallon bucket that we don't really like, and I think it's going to go in the dumpster now. Filled it with water at the end. We also used it as a catch containment.
Oh, it was a Tidy Cats bucket.
It was a Tidy Cats bucket, yeah. When we took the pump on and off to get the wipes out, we used it as a catch containment. So, oh yeah, we filled that with water at the end and pumped that bucket full of water through the hose. The hose really went flat again. If you just picked it up and let the gravity do its thing, it's perfectly flat and basically, I hope, empty. I'm glad I bought the valve for the end of it so we can seal both ends. And
yeah,
I'm really happy with the macerator pump. We learned a few lessons. I know that when I build it with the T and the macerator pump coming out the side like it's going to be built in, I bought a glue-in end for the other side of that T. I'm going to have to buy a threaded end for that so that can be removed to pull. There's going to be things that end up in there that don't come through. If it's not from one of us three, it's going to be from someone else who's on our bus. So I want to be able to close the valve to the tank, and then where the water flushes in, pull it out. That's that's when I permanently install it. I'm going to have to do a little different. Have to buy a couple more fittings.
Aren't you glad I'm kind of crunchy granola?
Yeah, no doubt.
No feminine hygiene products. Just dump a cup.
No, I've heard stories when I was looking at a macerator pump. People are like, yeah, feminine hygiene products do not go through here. Every single one, you're going to have to stop the pump, remove the pump, take the hygiene product out of the pump, put it back in. And a couple of guys on the question, or the things, as I was reading about them, were like, yeah, I had my wife empty it once. I've never had a feminine hygiene product in there again. It's at least I knew that like 95% of these wipes were mine, so I couldn't even complain. It's going to be really nice when it's permanently installed and I just flip a switch to turn it on and off, and it's going to be better.
Well, and it'll be nice when we don't run out of water halfway through because the water went off.
the water is we're at a campground that's not open yet, doing a maintenance, or I don't know what kind of work you'd want to call it, but either way we're here.
Maintenance, landscaping.
Yeah, maintenance and landscaping type of work here. Getting it ready for them to open in a couple weeks here, and we're supposed to have water. The water main was broken. I had some new maintenance to do, but we got the water main fixed yesterday. The water guy was here today, had the water on, filled up the water tower, but unfortunately turned the water back off because he's shocking it right now. We knew we couldn't drink the water, but we don't have enough water to really flush it as well as we wanted to anyway. So
yeah, it'll be a lot easier once we have just unlimited water.
Yeah, way better. But either way, we're not pooping in sawdust tonight. I've used the macerator pump like 5-6 times now, and we've made a few changes. It's no longer a 100-foot long hose. Now it's like a 8-foot hose, 7-foot hose, something like that. And we use a Blue Boy to dump into. So just a short little hose, just long enough to get from the tank to the Blue Boy, and it really works nice. The second time I used it, I had a couple of wipes to take out of it, but after that there's been nothing to take out. You just turn it on and it turns everything into a slurry and works really, really well. I haven't permanently mounted it yet because I want to move my black tank from where it is to behind where it is. So I figured, you know what, why spend the time to permanently mount it just to then move the tank and have to re-permanently mount it. So it's I just screw it on, I unscrew it. It works quite well, and yeah, I'm really happy with the macerator pump. The 2-inch outlet on the barrel works absolutely fine with the macerator pump because it creates a suction, it pulls it out of there, and it's pretty much all we need. It's 55 gallons is probably enough black tank for us. We have made it as little as 8 days, and that's when we had the water full blast going into the toilet, and we've made it as long as 18 days in between dumps.
We took a lot of time at the beginning of our stay up here to acclimate, and take breathing breaks, a lot of breathing breaks, until we got used to the thin air up here.